Spider-Man 4's working title is driving speculation that Gwen Stacy might be involved in the movie. This is from Josh Balding at Comic Book Movie. Now, despite rumblings that Spider-Man 4 shooting start date could be delayed, we've heard that Jeff Snyder is once again way off base on this one. The movie now has a working title. The Cosmic Circus has learned that the Marvel Studios Sony Pictures co-production is being shot under the name Blue Oasis, with Blaze Film Inc. being used as its production company. What, if any, significance does this working title have? Well, Spider-Man No Way Home was dubbed Serenity Now, so we wouldn't put too much stock in any theories you see floating around. However, the site has correctly pointed out that the Blue Oasis color bears a striking resemblance to the imagery used in Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's critically acclaimed Spider-Man Blue comic book series. The series revisited the story of how Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy met and fell in love, and with Spidey reportedly heading to college, it's possible he'll finally meet Earth 616's Gwen in Spider-Man 4. As a footnote, the report adds, our sources confirm that once again, the events of the next Spider-Man film will take place after Avengers Doomsday, meaning it will not be a prequel to the events of the upcoming Avengers film. While this working title shouldn't be taken as any sort of confirmation that Gwen will appear in the movie, there have been rumblings this week about Madeline Klein joining Tom Holland and Zendaya in the movie. At the time, many fans were quick to point out what a good fit she'd be for Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. However, an argument could definitely be made that Klein would be a great Gwen Stacy as well. We'll have to wait and see. I read it 3 weeks ago and it really lit a fire in me, Holland said during a recent podcast appearance. Zendaya and I sat down and read it together, and we at times were like bouncing around the living room. Like, this is a real movie worthy of the fans' respect, but there are a few things we need to figure out before we can get that really going. But it's exciting, and I'm really, really excited about it. Holland added, obviously, one of the things to bear in mind with Marvel is that your film is a small cog in a large machine, and that machine has got to keep running, and you need to make sure that you can fit it into that timeline at the right time to benefit the bigger picture. I feel like I owe it to fans to give and deliver the best version of what the next chapter of Spider-Man looks like, and I think that's really important, and I think the creative integrity for something like that is really important. And the studio is on board and supportive and really collaborative. Spider-Man 4 has been officially dated for a July 26, 2026, with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton helming a script penned by Chris McKenna and Eric Sommers. All right, so here in this news, man, I mean, this is the first that I've heard that they feel like they've almost got script lock, that they have kind of their general story that they want to do, and I'm really happy to hear all of that. Again, I don't know what's going on, if they're really going to do the whole Null thing and all of that. I really hope we take our foot off the gas on that. I also really hope we take our foot off the gas on the multiple Spider-Men. But if Holland is feeling good about it, especially knowing he's been very vocal about making sure that the right things were put into this next film and making sure the character is being respected and given the space to breathe that it needs to be a solid continuation, then I feel pretty good about it. Now, as far as Gwen Stacy goes, I feel like that would be super cool. Obviously, it's a little backwards, but we got that somewhat in Spider-Man 3 with Sam Raimi. Obviously getting Gwen Stacy at the end there instead of meeting her up top. That might be the only way in which I see it being an interesting thing if you bring back, say, Garfield, knowing that he lost his Gwen. But I'm more interested to see when he finds his MJ. To be honest with you, I've already said I would really love to see a Maguire and a Garfield kind of genuinely go grindhouse. Give me 90 minutes of one, 90 of another, so you get a 3-hour film. And being able to see where both their lives are, either before No Way Home or after or whatever. I think that would be super interesting. But again, focusing on this, I think it'd be great. I'm not super familiar with Madeline Klein's work. Let me take a look and see if it's something I recognize. Okay, looking at a picture of her, I can definitely see her. I could see her as Gwen Stacy for sure. Don't really remember her much in Stranger Things. I don't watch Outer Banks. My girl does, and she loves the show. So I guess I can maybe ask her about that in a little bit. But, that's fine. Again, I'm not super familiar with her work like that. But again, if good casting is going on, I did watch Glass Onion. I don't remember her in it. But I trust the casting as it goes. Honest to God, very rarely have they been off base about casting these characters. That doesn't happen all that often. So I'm here for it. If she can bring the sauce, then let's do it. Let's get it popping. And again, I think having Gwen Stacy would be super interesting, especially if you're forcing this Peter to pull away from Ned and MJ now. and you lean into this. Obviously, Zendaya is still a part of the movie, so something's got to go on between them. But I think it'll be interesting to see if you do introduce Gwen Stacy into it. And it's a good catch that the Spider-Man Blue series is focusing on Peter and Gwen, that could potentially be why Blue Oasis is being brought in. But who knows? Maybe it's all an Oasis. What do you think? Sorry for that pun. Let me know down in the comments if you're excited about the prospect of Gwen Stacy, if you are familiar with Madeline Klein's game, and if you think she'll kill it, and what your hopes are, again, for the story, where you think this is going to go. Let me know everything that you feel down in those comments.